Hey guys, how you doing? I was just in the middle of part 4 right here, so just going over that again right here. So the full explanation right here. So I'm basically explaining right here from line 27 all the way down to line 50. I'm explaining kind of what this is, and so right here it must be detailed enough for someone else to recreate it. Okay, so this here, the procedure filter has one parameter, info. Okay, so that's the filter. There's the parameter right there. This parameter is passed an argument, which is either going to be the zip code or the borough name selected by the user. Okay, and remember the argument right there is zip code right there. That's on line 19 or line 25, borough. One or the other is going to be passed depending on which button you select. Okay, then it says next right here. First, the filtered neighborhood and address lists are cleared. So there is no leftover data from the previous uses. Okay. As you see right up there, right? If you look up here from my code right here, they're cleared on line 28 and 29. Okay. Lines 30 to 35 contain a for loop to iterate over each value of zip list or borough list. On line 31, an if statement, conditional statement, is used to check if the value at the specific index of these lists are equal to the zip code or borough being searched. If so, neighborhood list and address list are used to append the filled neighborhood list and filled address list with the corresponding entry. So what I mean right there is that right here, we're going and we're traversing through zip list or borough list right here. We're going through every single element of the list. When they find a match, if info, which is either going to be my zip code or borough, if they find a match right here, then right here, filled neighborhood list is appended from the corresponding entry from neighborhood list. Filled address list is appended from the corresponding entry of address list. Okay. All good right here. They're used to append right here. Okay, line 36 checks if the filled neighborhood list was actually populated with any values. If so, a variable output is created. A for loop runs in lines 38 to 44, which traverses through every element of filled neighborhood list and filled address list. If the in the output variable, each corresponding address and neighborhood list are combined and separated by space, and these combined entries are numbered. Then this variable is output through a set text. So that I'm talking about right here, starting with line 36, which is right there. Okay, so if they find a linked and filled neighborhood list right here, this runs, of course. I said a variable output is created. Then we go through another for loop right here, and we go through right here. We're traversing through filled neighborhood list and filled address list right here. And right here, we're just collecting it all together and combining it to output. And then, as I said right here, output is finally then it's going to be outputted as text output. Okay, that's confusing, I know, but I basically said it a little bit better right here. These combined entries are numbered, then this variable is output through a set text. Good enough. Now, the last thing is if filled neighborhood list does not have any values, line 36 will be evaluated as false, and the else statement will run. Okay, and I could have said where the else statement is. That's on line 45, right? Else statement will run, which is, of course, line 45. Okay, which means sorry, no Wi-Fi was found will be output through a set text, and the output label will be hidden. Good enough. Okay, I know it's pretty specific here, but this one was kind of hard right here. This is, I think, the hardest one. All right, let's go to 3D. These are the two hypothetical calls that you do, right? First call describes two calls to the procedure identified in written response 3C. Each call must pass a different argument that causes a different segment of code in the algorithm to execute. First call, the user inputs a zip code of 10031 and clicks the Find by Zip button. All right, so I just came up with a hypothetical zip code that works. This one is going to work, right? All right, so this is 10031, and I click Find the Zip button. So the argument passed through the filter function for the parameter info, the parameter is called info right here, is 10031. which is an actual zip code in New York City. Now, I explained how to do it, but really, I think they might just want filter 10031. That's probably because that's the actual call, right? Okay. Some of the solutions I saw did actually explain. Some actually put it right here. So I'm not too sure, to be honest with you. All right. So I covered my tracks and just did both. It's a pretty brief explanation anyway. Okay. Second call. This is the one that doesn't work. Remember, it has to have calls that run on separate lines of code. If I did another one that worked, we're not talking about separate lines of code here. So next one is a user inputs a zip code of 20602 and clicks find by zip. The argument passed through the filter function is 20602, which is not a zip code in New York City. So filter 20602. All right, what's the first condition of the first call? This call tests if the zip code 10031 has a matching entry in the list zip list. Since 10031 does have matching entries in this list, sorry about the misspelling right there, the condition in line 31 passes and filled neighbor list will be appended by the for loop with this corresponding neighborhood. Therefore, neighborhood list will have a length greater than 0, and the condition on line 36 will be valued as true. Because this condition is true, the filled neighbor list and filled address list will be combined together in a variable and output through a set text. I already said that before. Okay, so essentially right here, if you look at my program right here, 10031 is passed to this parameter info right there. All right, this is gonna be evaluated true in line 31, so this will successfully be appended. So I bet you can guess what's going to happen next, right? So the next one is going to be the second call. The user inputs 20602. So let's see the result of that. This call tests if the zip code 20602 has a matching entry in zip list. Since 20602 does not have any matching entries in this list, the condition in line 31 does not pass, and filled neighbor list will not be appended by the for loop. Therefore, filled neighbor list will have a length equal to 0. That's the really key right there, okay? Is that the length is going to be 0, and the condition in line 36 will be evaluated as false. All right here. So I'm just going to go and just fix right here the language right there. I'm going to say, okay, last, the else statement will be used, which is a set text explaining that no Wi-Fi was found. Okay. All right, so just looking right here. So in this case right here, the else statement is going to be used because we did not have we didn't find a match. There is no length, so we just went right to the else statement. That's it. Okay, results of each first call. Okay, so the first call, it's really long. I know there is a limit of characters, so I just described it because it's a lot of code. So I just put 46 specific neighborhoods and addresses. Number from 1 to 46 will be displayed as the output for this call. Okay. Good enough right there, I think. Okay. I mean, I could have copied and pasted it. I was just worried about the character length right there. Not sure. All right. You can always, check and see how long everything is. But yours probably won't be as long as mine, so it's not a big deal. Result of second call. Sorry, no Wi-Fi was found will be the output for this call. All right, good enough. That is everything right there. I hope this helped you.